Hello my angels, welcome back to a new vlog and welcome back to my Easter Extravaganza. As you can see, the sun is shining and literally making my soul sing. Now today is a really exciting one because we are going to be Easter decorating, and for those of you who have followed me for a while and subscribers for a while will know that we take decorating very seriously. So John has been an absolute angel and has helped me bring down all of the Easter decoration boxes from the attic, and we're gonna have a bit of a rummage. I feel like some of these things have been in my family since before I was even born, and there's stories about each and every single one of them, and I think it's so special to use them and bring them out year after year and kind of pop them in different places, which makes them feel new and fresh. I have actually done a little bit of an order from Mrs. Alice. I adore her stuff, and with just a few little bits and bobs, sort of adding it into the edit that we already have, it just sort of gives it that little bit more of a refresh. I've also picked up a few bits from Amazon, so both ends of the spectrum, and we are going to be creating some Easter magic. I have also been to the garden centre and I'm going to head over to the gardening shed, and we are going to plant up some beautiful terracotta pots because I want to create something a little bit different on the fireplace this year. There's going to be lots of bunny rabbits but I'd like to create a little bit of a daffodil meadow, and there'll be a bunny or two definitely positioned within that, and yeah, it's going to be utterly gorgeous. So today we are going to be making a delicious sweet treat, whether it's for your kids, for you, or the golden oldies. It's something that literally makes everybody smile. It is so delicious and it's so easy and also budget friendly. And yeah, we're then going to go all in with Easter decorations. We're kind of going to get everything out, do a bit of an edit as to what I want to use this year in the house, and then we are going to start placing things around. We're going to go over to the gardening shed, we're going to do a little bit of planting, and it's going to be utterly gorgeous. So brew yourselves a cup of tea, get the entire bag of mini eggs, and join me. It continues to be tulip heaven out here. The blossom is singing just so beautifully, and again the hyacinths, the muscari, oh, and the water feature is absolutely stunning. So we have got our sweet little daffodils. I've made a little bit of a collection in terms of pots. Steve has been so kind and he has planted these absolute beauties. I mean, look at these sweet little daffodils. Look at those. Aren't they gorgeous? So we've popped them, obviously lots of soil in, and then he's just topped them with a touch of bark. And then here, look at these. So I've got some literally from the garden centre. These are beautiful daffodils with muscari, and then they've also got a hyacinth in them as well. So this is what was called a parade mix. So my plan is to pop the parade mix into my gorgeous little terracotta pots and then dot them along the top of the fireplace. I just had a sudden thought. No, I did not match my outfit to the flowers. Look at these. We are matching. Oh my goodness, this is just too funny. So we are now in the kind of like, well, I would call this
a hovel.
The hovel. This is the old stables, and Steve has very kindly done like a bit of a setup, and then I just thought it'd be so nice to actually talk through it with you guys. So these are the beautiful little daffodils that we got from the garden centre, and they are so sweet, and we've got so many of these little terracotta pots. I mean, these ones have got the cutest little muscari, and the ones on the other side have actually got, it looks like hyacinths in them as well.
This is the same. There's a hyacinth in there and there's a tulip.
Oh my gosh, it's like
so
the
we'll
perfect combination.
of
yeah.
Sort of flowers.
Exactly, and like the gardens, we're bringing the gardens into the house. So I think what we'll do is we'll keep this one with the blues and the yellows. And do we know what colour the hyacinth and the tulip is going to be?
I think that's going to be some pink, I think.
Oh, so it's a real mixture.
Yeah.
Real little mixture. So I think with the fireplace we're going to keep it quite simple with just the yellows. Yep. So I've just learnt something amazing. I didn't realise that these could take so much water.
It's just saturates.
It's just incredible.
They just hold what the soil this is the carrying capacity of the soil itself.
So everything they need is in the bowl.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So basically my plan is to take the little plastic pot off, and then what you can do is dunk it. Would you dunk it with the plastic pot in, or would you just give it a little...
That doesn't mean that when you see the roots are so well developed and it's holding its own shape as it is.
Yeah.
But you need to make sure they've got moisture in them.
Fully submerged.
Yeah, if they dry out, then everything just looks a bit sad.
So I've got my bucket of water over here. And then how many seconds would you say?
10, 15, 20. It's really, it's just but sometimes the soil gets so dry it almost repels the water. It just won't absorb it. So you have to let the bubbles bubble out.
And then, like you say,
once that drains out, the soil is as wet as it can be. It's holding its own natural.
It'll just hold its own
Capacity.
So the plan is now we need to get a very pretty little pot. So that probably, it has got a little hole at the bottom of it, that one. So would you put a little bit of the bark at the bottom?
I'm not sure whether you'll have the depth for that. I think you better put it into there, and then we'll hide it so any moisture that does come out isn't going to go on your table.
Okay, very good idea. So pop it in that one or put it in this one?
No, in that one, and then...
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, good thinking.
Because otherwise you're just going to damage any surface in your table.
Very clever. The only thing is I'm not sure these are going to match the scheme. All the terracotta vibes.
If they don't, we can put them on, see if we've got a little cell or something you can put underneath.
Would you put a little more in there and then build that one up?
Just get your heights.
Perfect.
Keep offering it up so you're happy with it.
Maybe a touch more. Fabulous. It's perfect. And then with a little bit of bark.
Yeah, just make sure
it's like we're baking in the garden. I love it. Okay.
Make sure it's centered in the pot.
Yeah, make sure it's in the middle.
Just take some all around the outside.
And sprinkle around. And like you said, it's so nice for it to be mounded. It just looks a lot more natural when it's actually on the table. And looks like you put a lot of effort into it. I suppose what you could do is you could have a lot of soil and then pop some moss on the top. That could be an alternative.
Yeah, I mean the thing with the soil is that then you're going to you'll have more moisture.
Yeah, that's true.
So you probably last a bit longer.
Oh yeah.
But with these, I mean these things they're going to be delivered pretty quick because they're obviously so far advanced already.
Yeah.
But they get you to Easter.
They'll get us to Easter. That is the aim of the game. Right, okay, I mean this is so exciting. I feel like I'm in the kitchen, but
so that's that one.
That's that one. Okay, right. Are you going to do, why don't you do a big one and I'll do the little ones?
We'll do a bigger one
now.
That
sounds like a perfect idea.
Soil in that one.
Dunk him. And then tomorrow I'm doing the flowers and the tablescape, and it's going to go from looking rather bare to looking like spring has officially sprung in the house.
In the house.
Yes. And then the queen bee, aka the Madre, is coming home, and I think she will be very happy with the florals. And today I'm quite literally matching the florals. That was non-intentional, but I'm feeling it. Okay, right, I might steal a couple more of these daffs back here.
I've just put soil with this one instead of chip, just to, because there's 3 in there. It just
holds them together.
It just holds them a bit. I'm still going to put plenty of bark on the top so it'll be pretty, but you want the soil there to
amazing
hold them in.
And the nicest thing is that once these are kind of like over in the house, you'll pull them out of here and you'll replant them.
Yeah, they're not going to go to waste.
No, I love that.
No, they can't. We've got plenty of room under that big old tree over there.
We do indeed. I'm so excited for all. Are we going to get bluebells? Looks like we're going to get
We're going to bluebells very shortly. There's plenty in the orchard, and they did well last year, so I don't see why they won't do even better this year. I think there's been issues with sort of harvest rotation and things being cut down a bit early, but last year they had plenty of time to recoup, and I think everything's better for it. You know?
I couldn't agree more, and I can't wait to see what happens with the wildflower. whilst, you know, those little bits that we, well, you, what do you call it? Extravated or rotivated?
I just cultivated,
cultivated.
literally just,
that's the one.
say 4 inches down. We got a decent topsoil. Any deeper and you're into the flints and the clays, and that gets nasty.
It's kind of magical.
So yeah, you don't want to go too deep, but cultivate it so you get a nice tilth. You don't want it too.
Yeah.
If you do it when it's too wet, you get lots of clods there. You want quite a fine tilth because the seed you're using is so small. You don't want it to sink too far.
Too far down.
Because if it goes too far, it can't germinate. It can't reach the surface. So, and then get yourself a good seed bed. Spend time on that, and then
it's a science.
the rest is easy.
He says.
A lot of it is. A lot of it's just good stock and a little bit of effort.
Definitely a lot of effort, Steve. I mean, honestly, the gardens look spectacular. I feel like every tulip, they're like a child to you. They all have names. No, I'm joking. There are too many, but they look unbelievable, and everywhere you look. And I love the fact that we've got completely, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had tulips blooming by the water feature.
Concerto is so unbelievably early. She's gone over. I've had to deadhead the whole lot. And we've got everything else.
But then again, the way you've deadheaded it, it looks as though we've got a whole nother load coming through.
I underplanted it with Muscari, so it's got plenty of a succession again.
Yeah.
But the Concerto is brilliant, but it is very, very early.
And that back pool terrace with those pale pink tulips,
yeah.
They are absolute heaven. I put one of these. Should I do two of those or one of those?
You might squeeze 2 in, but a pair sometimes looks awkward. You want 1s, 3s, 5s, 7s. Always go with an odd number. It just sort of looks better.
Couldn't agree more. Okay, I would say that when we're doing floral arranging. And then there's so many flowers that I end up having to just try to use as many as I possibly can. And then the table looks sometimes a bit OTT, but always looks beautiful. Okay, I'm making a right mess. Yours looks immaculate. Over here, I'm a right old messy pup. Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, Steve, how terrible am I looking?
That does the job.
Yeah? I think they look gorgeous. And I love the fact they're all higgledy-piggledy, different sizes. Oh, I think they're going to look stunning. One more to go in
They're
there.
going to find their way when they get to where you put them, because obviously their heads will turn to where the light is.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get successions of
facing forward.
Yeah.
So we've got the one for the middle, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I probably will go and grab another couple of small ones over the other side.
More, and
fabulous.
Then the rest of those I can put in that big
That
display
one.
for the table.
How divine. Okay, right, we're going to continue planting, and by this point I'll probably see you back in the house. I'm going to pop it all together and then get all the bunnies out, and we're going to start styling it on the fireplace. There is something about getting your hands dirty and getting soil underneath your fingertips that is so good for your soul. I cannot even begin to tell you. Just doing that with Steve and listening to him and understanding how it all works makes you think like even more how unbelievable nature is. And oh, I'm so excited. And so I've just brought all of the terracotta pots to the front door. As you can see, the sun is beaming down. I am applicating in the sunshine, and here I am in my gorgeous sweet little sunshine cardigan. This is the one that I actually unboxed with you. It's from Zara. It's amazing. I love the dress. The only thing about the dress is that I am continually pulling it up, but I feel like it's an epic price point. I love the style, but it does sometimes fall down a little bit. I may have had a slight moment where I could half feel like I could have possibly had a breast hanging out whilst potting, but I didn't want to look down because I knew Steve was there, and I thought you guys were on my right hand side. So if you saw a bit of boob, then I apologise. We may have had to edit that out, and I'm dying of embarrassment right now. But anyway, I'm going to be taking these beautiful pots in. I'm going to actually let them acclimatise to the heat of the house, and whilst they are getting used to the temperature inside, we are going to start unboxing my Easter decorations. Guys, prepare yourself for major story time. commence. I am beyond excited. Okay, I am most certainly going to be having a bit of a nip slip situation going on, so I need to contain my excitement. But these are the boxes of which, yes, I think all of the bits and bobs we are going to use this year. So let's unbox them. Gosh, this is making my heart tick. Okay, right, I'm going to reposition you guys there and let's start unboxing. You guys will recognize so many of these pieces, and I really want to be an advocate for buying beautiful things that last and that you can treasure forever. If you take care of these things, do you know, I can't even remember where this is from. I think this might even be a Pottery Barn number, but he does have a wife. I'm not sure where his wife, oh, here's his wife. Perfect. Look at how sweet they are. So sweet. So kind of everywhere you look, we like to have something that is going to make someone smile. Then we have the iconic, I think these are the Mrs. Alice, sort of like AstroTurf bunnies. But I do have a Amazon dupe for you guys. They are due to arrive today actually. And I saw that Mrs. Alice wasn't doing these this year, and I wasn't going to go and buy the new version because I love this version, and by simply just changing the bow or popping them in a different place or positioning them with something else, you can kind of bring them back every single year and repurpose them. I think that's so important. So we have got our fair share of bunnies. It's a little bit like the reindeers at Christmas, and of course, not only does my mother have a Christmas cockerel, she has an Easter one. Yes, this is our Easter cockerel. What do we name? What should we start naming these? What do we name Mr. Easter cockerel? I feel like this could be an all year round cockerel actually, because he has a little bit of glitter throughout his beautiful little wooden feathers. I think he's so sweet. So we kind of have an array of really cute, rather timeless Easter decorations. And then everybody needs a few tacky ones as well. It wouldn't be decorations without it. And with my sort of American upbringing and sort of in my blood, any excuse to decorate, and quite frankly, any excuse to celebrate, I shall be decorating the entire house. Whether it is Valentine's, Galentine's, Easter, yeah, absolutely everything. Fall, autumn, winter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Black Friday, you name it. I will be decorating for it. Right, that is box number 1 done, and I'm very pleased to say that we are going to be using everything. Also got these sweet little nests. I've had these for years, and they used to have kind of like plastic little eggs in them. I didn't like them that much, so they kind of fell out after a year or two, and then I kind of picked all the glue out, and now they are just really natural, sweet little straw nests. Again, you can pick these up on Amazon, and I actually pop mini eggs in them and put them down the tablescape, so throughout dinner you can have a little mini egg as a bit of a snackingtons. So, oh guys, I feel so mean. Where are the other ones? I don't feel like you're ready for this. And I know the boys definitely aren't ready for this. Oh, they're gonna be little Easter bunnies again. They've got their little hats. Wiggy, do you want to be a bunny? Come on. Oh, he's snoozing. I feel mean. Okay, well, if any of the dogs come in, we will dress them up. He's currently in his schnutz snoozing, so I feel like that would be a bit mean. So I'm going to pop those to one side, and of course the boys are going to be looking at the part as well. In here we've got our gorgeous little wooden duck. I think he's gorgeous. I love his little silk floral necklace. And again, he doesn't sort of ultimately scream Easter, but he does scream spring. So this beautiful little duck can stay out actually. He's gorgeous. Then we've got more rabbits. I went a bit cray-cray on the old rabbits. But actually a few years, one year did like a whole whole rabbit tablescape, and this year I'm going to incorporate the rabbits into the daffodil meadow and do something with the fireplace. There's probably going to be a few rabbits on the table as well, but we want to jazz things up. Tomorrow I've got a really gorgeous delivery from Flowered. They are so kindly sending the florals for our sort of like full Easter celebration, and I don't know, I think it's really important that we get so much out of it. Obviously joy watching it and living with them and dining and celebrating and inviting lots of people around with the florals, but also like filming with them and shooting with them. They're the backdrop of every single Easter campaign because they are so beautiful, and this year the kind of edit and yeah, the selection we've made for the different florals are so seasonal. They are so beautiful, really classic, very classy florals. So I can't wait for you guys to see that. So we're kind of going to get everything out. We're going to pop a few bits and bobs around the house. And then tomorrow we are going to be doing the full tablescape and all the florals together. Here we've got a little nest. I've actually just stored all of the little Easter eggs that we have in here. I don't know whether to pop these, maybe. I've got some small ones. I could pop a few of like the fake Easter eggs, maybe in, yeah, I think that's quite sweet actually. Sort of pop a few in here. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think that looks so cute. Isn't that sweet? It's kind of like the chicken has kind of, oh, whoopsie daisies, thank goodness they are faux. Otherwise we'd have a cracked egg on our hands. I think that's so cute. It's almost like the hen has laid her egg and it's in the beautiful little terracotta pot with a daffodil. Okay, so those are an absolute yes. Then we've got more rabbits. Now we've got sparkly rabbits. Do we want sparkly rabbits this year? I'm not sure. We're going to leave the sparkly rabbits to one side. I love this. I popped this little wreath on the top of the Aga. It's so old. I have absolutely no idea where it's from, but I love the colours. This doesn't scream Easter. I don't know what else does. It's kind of got these sweet little candy. I'm not quite sure what you would call this, but kind of looks like a mixture of Easter eggs and blossom and all those gorgeous colours combined. I think that's so cute, and I'm definitely going to pop that up there. Then I've got a little Easter garland. I could put the Easter garland on that side this year. Okay, yes to the Easter garland. A little floofy chicken. Okay, I like Easter garland. I tell you what, we did a incredible Easter tablescape sort of floral installation with John Carter about 5 years ago, maybe it was even before. I think it must have been before because it was before COVID, and we popped these gorgeous like silk florals down the tablescape. How beautiful are they? And I've still got them, so I might incorporate those into the tablescape this year. Depends upon the colours. I've also got this sweet little wreath as well, and not quite sure where to pop this. I'm not sure whether to pop it up there. Just depends upon the colours and how it's going to work, but I'm definitely going to keep that one out. Then we've got some pale pink little birdies. I love little birdies. Birdies are perfect for all year round. Look at this, aren't they sweet? And we could have like a little bird in his nest with loads of mini eggs. It's absolutely perfect. Or if you were maybe potentially having like an Easter tree. As I said earlier, I really wanted to create like an arch with blossom, but practically not a great idea because we'd be spending the entire time hoovering all the blossom up, and I think it would last probably 2 days, and I think it would be criminal to go and cut down a beautiful blossom branch for the sake of a day. It's just absolutely not. My heart would break. But I think it would be quite sweet if you had potentially just some branches maybe with no leaves on. You could bend them around and create like possibly a bit of a tree, and you could hang or clip little birdies or eggs off of them. I think it would be so sweet. I'm not quite sure what is in here. This looks like some form of like floral garland. I'm not sure I'm going to use that this year. I always get a bit worried that I'm going to find a spider or two in here. Oh, look at these. Gorgeous. These beautiful Easter eggs. I'm not sure they're going to go with the colour scheme, but I'm definitely going to put them somewhere else. How cute are they? They've got these sweet little chicks on them, and I love all the different colours. So I think what I'm going to do is pick a console, and as you know, we've got a few in the house and all different colours, so I think I'm going to go and find some spots, put them in the bathrooms, the drawing room, the dining room, and on a few consoles around the house. Just think, as you walk around, you kind of want to be on a bit of an Easter egg hunt. So I'm going to keep these ones out because I think they're so sweet and all sort of like hand painted. Look at this one. It's so cute. Sort of like Mr. and Mrs. Bunny Rabbit. It looks like, you know, when you get married, you sort of have like the whole family portraits and the Mr. and Mrs. portraits. It's so sweet. Gosh, I need to see where these are from. I can't remember. Oh, here we go. It says, made in Germany, Nestle. Okay, well, I'll try and find a similar egg for you guys. They're really, really pretty. And quite old school. Then we've got some beautiful hand-painted little clay eggs. Gosh, I think I'm going to keep these out as well. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do yet. It's a little bit of trial and error, as you guys know, creating something beautiful out of all these bits and bobs. Right, I don't think I'm going to use that, but what I do see in this one here are more rabbits. Rabbits, rabbits, rabbits. I do actually have more somewhere. I have a very tall rabbit somewhere that I actually use to do canapes. I think he might actually be in the silver vault. I might have to go and see where he is. We've got another pink bunny and more green bunnies. So I've got all the rabbits out to create our daffodil display. So I'm going to have a little bit of an organise this side, and we are going to create something really, really pretty with the top of the fireplace. Okay, it is time to take a rather bare looking fireplace and turn it into a spring beauty. I never quite know how to do this. I should really have a ladder, but I'm going to pop this up there. And the question is, I think we are going to get rid of the heads just for Easter. It is most certainly a bit of a workout. And now we are going to have a bit of a play as to how these are going to sit. I kind of think that, if I didn't have a boob out before, I might well do now. Oh my goodness. Okay, this dress was definitely not the one to select to wear today. Okay. Oh, this is already looking so cute. Right. I think I need to pull myself up. Oh, they look so sweet. Make sure that it is definitely central. Yep. Kind of fade-degree pokery with it a little bit. How does she pull a muscle in her back? Well, right, and then my idea is that we could kind of have like a little bunny sticking out here and there, and I think that that would look so sweet. And a few little Easter eggs along the edge. I think it's going to look so cute. I think it's looking so cute. It is rather simple, but it is a simple beauty. Now, to change things up a little bit, I think I'm going to use the nests up there just in the little nooks and crannies, and I think these sweet little faux eggs that are yellow with the little white polka dots I think will look so cute in all of the gaps. So I'm just going to pop that up there, and it really is a bit of trial and error. It's placing something up there, coming down, stepping back, taking a look, making sure everything is sort of positioned well. I don't want it to be like sort of in a straight line. I want it to be a little bit higgledy-piggledy, and I think that's where the real beauty comes from. We are almost there, but my Amazon delivery has arrived. I ripped it open and then I thought, wait, I've got to show you guys. But I'm seriously pleasantly surprised with the rabbits. So cute. I mean, not massively impressed with the plastic, but I did like the fact that it was all packaged together, and I like the fact that Amazon are now giving you that option. So if you are purchasing lots of different bits and bobs, because quite frankly we go onto Amazon and we add all those sort of like knicky-knacky really random bits into our basket, and I like the fact that they are now sending it all together, whereas I would get sort of like 4 or 5 different Amazon deliveries a day, and they'd be all in these big boxes, and it'd be like a tiny pair of gardening pliers. It was just ridiculous. But how cute is this sweet little person? It is like literally a baby bunny from these guys. It's so cute. And they come as a little pair, and this one has, let me wait for it. Okay, I think these may have to go on the tablescape, but he has like a little backpack of carrots. Oh my goodness, I can't even bear it. It's so cute. So we could pop these up there. However, I think that they would look really, really sweet on the table, or possibly as like a centerpiece by like where the floral arrangement is going to be on the kitchen island. So I'm going to save those just for now. I wanted to see what these little sweet nests look like, and I actually think you get 15 of them. They're great value, considering other places are selling these for like the most ridiculous price point. Amazon is great. So these are the sweet little nests. As I said, you get 15 of them, and I think I'm going to just dot them up there. The only thing is I do need eggs to put in them. So I picked those up. I love crafting. I love sort of that DIY making bits and bobs and picking up sort of different knacky bits. So I also picked up, oh, that's a cable. I needed that. Hopefully, third time lucky. We bought one of the, I can't remember what the name it is. It is Shinobi. I'm going this way around because it's currently upside down on my kitchen table. If you could see this monstrosity over here. This is a work in progress, the kitchen table. Tomorrow it's going to be looking sensational. But we ordered a side panel for the gimbal. So when we are filming on like the big camera and the gimbal, and especially when it's really, really sunny and we're trying to get like all of these gorgeous motions, it's sometimes really difficult to see the screen. So we bought a side panel, but finding a cable that goes from the side panel into the big camera has been very near impossible. Fingers crossed, this might be it. So looking forward to getting that all together tomorrow. Then I love, and I pride myself on having lots of different colours, and I thought this was gorgeous. So how sweet is that? It's slightly finer than what the little rabbits have on now, and I thought it was really cute. It's a cotton instead of a chiffon, and it has a sweet little frayed edge, and I thought that they would be perfect. One around these sweet little bunnies' necks, and two as little napkin ring holders. I mean, you get the gist of the colour. There's me trying to open it up, and they come in 3 little rolls, so I thought that was great. And then I also wanted to pick up some beautiful yellow. Honestly, yellow is my favourite colour at this time of year, and again, it's just a tiny bit thinner than what the rabbits have on at the moment, and it is that gorgeous buttercup yellow. So I'm going to incorporate that, I think, into the table, or possibly I could put little yellow ribbons around their necks. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to keep that to one side, and then again I bought a few more bunnies. I couldn't help myself. Okay, I bought 3 sets of the little bunnies. So I think 2 sets may well be enough on the table, because I do also have a fair few larger bunnies to go on the table too. So I tell you what, there might be enough. The only thing is it then looking a little bit too busy up there? I mean, you know me, more is more when it comes to decorations. I want it to look wholesome and really cute. I don't want it to look too ridiculous. I keep having to like stand back and getting like the whole vibe. I think we could do 2 smaller bunnies, literally centering here and here, and I think they could have sweet little yellow ribbons on. Okay, let's pop this on. Let's see what this looks like. I mean, I quite like the little raffia neck, and it does match the stone. Also, if you're thinking like what is on her hand, guys, I've really badly burnt myself with bacon. I know, how grim. I took the bacon out of the oven and I by accidentally got my oven glove. I put my oven glove in the oil, and then I couldn't understand why my oven glove was stuck to my hand. Ugh, disgusting. It had in fact like singed my skin. So if any of you have got any top tips, like this blistered, but any tips on like burn scars, please let me know, because I think I'm gonna need it with this. Nurse Susie, hit me up. Okay, right, we need to get this up here, so we're gonna have to play a little bit of jiggery pokery, and I have definitely got both breasts out. I did not think this YouTube channel was going to turn into a bit of a flashing show, but she's on the corner of her fireplace, currently trying to hoik her dress up. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think we may have to add a little yellow ribbon in here. I love this. I want to bring him forward slightly. And then the question is, can we move him that side, bring him out here, and then we need your little sweet girlfriend. I'm not sure about the green tops to the carrots. Not sure about the fluorescent green. However, I feel like I'm just gonna have to lump it. Okay, right, we're gonna have to move this way slightly, bring him out, and tuck him in. Oh, I love his little carrot. Okay, we're gonna have to move this whole thing this way, I think. Move it all. Oh Christ, there's a runaway egg. Okay, where did that go? I'm terrifying any of you right now, I'm so sorry. Okay, he can go that way, that can come this way, and he can go in. Okay, do we put him like that way, so that you can see his little backpack? I mean, it's so cute. Maybe we could put his little backpack on this way around. Let the backpack, no, the backpack is fully secured to him. Okay, right, let's see what that looks like. Oh, it looks so cute. I do think they need little green ribbons just to tie them in, or potentially yellow ribbon. Right, let's get the yellow ribbon out and see what it looks like. Right, I'm off to find some scissors. After quite some time, found the scissors, and I feel like the yellow ribbon is going to make it. Oh, so cute. Okay, I'm taking things to a whole nother level. I need a few teeny tiny yellow mini eggs. And I'm going to pop a few in the nests up here. And please do not worry, these are not going to fall down and harm my poochies. These are perfectly positioned. Put 2 in there. Bit of a waste of a mini egg, but I can assure you these are going to be eaten. I need white and yellow. of going with the table design. And we can't have empty nests. Ooh. We need that one now. Come on. There we go. Perfection. Oh, that mini egg does not want to sit in there. There we go. Right. I think that might be our fireplace finished. Okay, to give you guys a close-up of what it looks like up here, don't you think it's so cute? And the way that the sun is shining through. So we've gone with, of course, a yellow and white and green vibe up here. We've got all of the terracotta pots up there, the daffodils that are looking sensational. And the sweet little rabbits just poking their heads through. We've got the little nests with the eggs, and I love it. And don't you think that yellow ribbon has just made it? It's really, really made it pop. So my plan tomorrow is to bring the planters in, and then once the planters are in, we can then decorate the rest of the fireplace. But so far, I'm delighted, and what I'm going to do at the bottom is put the big planter. I'm going to change up the candles. We're going to add a few more rabbits. I'm going to put a few more florals down, probably some posies, and it's going to look perfect. Pinny is going on, and I'm kind of hoping that the pinny is actually going to keep my dress up. It has been a bit of a nightmare today, but are you ready to make a seriously scrumptious, crowd-pleasing Easter bake of dreams? Now, this recipe is so simple, but yet it is just really, really delicious and a bit of a crowd pleaser. So I felt like you guys would have probably seen it all over social media, and it might be something that you may have already made with your kids because it's that simple. So imagine an Easter cookie. We're gonna make a giant one, and this is what I call my Easter egg cookie cake. It's basically a giant cookie, so think cookie dough. I feel like this recipe is just divine in two parts because I am one of those people, as you know, definitely know by now, I lick the spoon, but also I like eating the cookie dough before it's gone in the oven. I feel like that in itself is just utterly divine, but if I can help myself, it is going to be going into this, and this is just a round cake tin from Le Creuset. I will link it down below, but let's talk through the ingredients. Any cookies, you are going to need flour, golden sugar, caster sugar. You're going to want 1 egg for this recipe. Unsalted or salted butter, it really doesn't matter, but you're going to need 200 grams at room temperature. So I am going to just sneak this in the microwave because it's fine. Then you're going to need some vanilla extract, bicarbonate of soda, a little sprinkle of salt, and I actually recently saw a comment on my Instagram about my little salt shells. I'm going to leave them linked down below for you. Yeah, I always get so many wonderful comments from you guys asking about bits and bobs, and there's sort of like a collection and a curation of kind of everywhere I've been. I think these may have actually come from St. Paul de Vence. There's like a really sweet little trinkety shop right on the corner, and I think they came from there, but I believe like Culinary Concepts and a few other places do them, so I will try and find similar options and link them down below. You're going to want dark chocolate chips. You can also use milk chocolate, it really depends upon what you prefer, but really the star of the show when it comes to this recipe, and of course this time of year, is got to be mini eggs. This is literally like my kryptonite. I can't have mini eggs in the house, I really can't. And actually that's one thing I'm just gonna have to prep you guys. We're not gonna be able to do the taste test today. I can assure you it is outstanding, but we are filming lots tomorrow, and I kind of want the cake in all of her glory to look exquisite when filming, and then my whole team can enjoy it as a little sweet treat tomorrow afternoon. I'm also going to be baking this at the weekend as a little hostess gift. We are heading to a very dear family friend of ours over in sort of like Newbury, Hungerford way. We are heading to her stud, and another very special thing about this time of year is it's also when the foals start arriving. So little baby horses, if you didn't know what a foal was. So I cannot wait to go and see Yvonne and her beautiful stud and go and see the horses and spend some really wonderful quality time with her, because it's been a few months. The last time I saw her was at Christmas time. So we're gonna head over there, and I thought I would bake this again for Yvonne. So yeah, let's start baking the most epic, most Eastery Easter cookie cake of absolute dreams. 100 grams of caster sugar. Voila. A little bit over, but it's Easter. Who cares? We are going to want 150 grams of golden sugar. And I feel like the golden sugar really, really makes cookie dough. Really depends upon a lot of people. Some people actually golden their butter. Some people use it room temperature, and some people actually do it cold. So it really depends upon your personal preference. But I just think it makes them quite gooey, and that's how I love my cookies. I like them soft and gooey and doughy and delicious. I'm not into the big sort of like crispy cookie vibe. No. So set this back to 0. 150 grams of this, and the golden sugar is a lot heavier than caster sugar. 148, 149, 151. There we go. It's always the way, isn't it? It's like when you're filling your car up with fuel and you're really trying to aim for like a round figure, and you're like just underneath it, and you give it that tiny little bit more squirt, and then it's bloody well gone over. Oh, it's always the way. Right, that is the sugar done. 320 grams of flour. So popping that back to 0. Open this up. I had a little look in my larder earlier and noticed that we were out of kind of like the basics that you always need in your cupboards. So let's do this, and voila. I don't know. A lot of people will say baking is like to the exact, and I do genuinely believe that is the case with certain recipes. With others, you know, let it free flow. I think my mother is the most sensational cook because she has such an incredible sense of flavor, and her taste buds are so extraordinary. She'll sort of make like a casserole and I'll be like, oh, it's just missing something, and she'll be able to say like a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and it will just like elevate the entire dish, and I would have never thought about that. She's so clever, even down to like a sprinkle of this or a dash of that. Oh, she's amazing. I'm also going to turn my phone on silent so that we don't have to have the emails donging. No emails donging. Right. That is going to one side. First things first, we need our equipment. So I've got a big bowl, a spatula. We are going to combine both the sugars and the softened butter. So I'm going to get that out of the microwave and hope that it's done its magic. Could probably be slightly softer, but with this recipe it really doesn't matter. So that is 200 grams of slightly softened butter, and we're just going to cream that together. Yeah, I tell you what, that microwave, 30 seconds, takes it from being refrigerated cold to it being perfect to cream together. So this is where you can get the old bingo wingos going. Yes, I know. That is our oven preheated to 180 degrees, and we're going to cook these for around about 18 to 20 minutes. So I would personally suggest to eyeball it. I like on the slightly underdone side. Right, let's get this all together. I have such a sweet tooth, and you know what, most of the time I'll make like really healthy and scrumptious sweet treats. That's actually something. Went to the farmer's market yesterday and look at these dates. I've had a few of them already, but they're absolutely beautiful. They are enormous, juicy, mature dates. So I think I'm going to make a pudding with them, or make them into little energy snacks. I like stuffing them with peanut butter and rolling them in dark chocolate and then sprinkling peanuts or little chopped up almonds or walnuts on the top. So good. So although I do tend to make rather healthy snacks, I do thoroughly enjoy having the rather naughty ones too. Okay, so that butter and sugar mixture should start to look a little bit like so. So it's already starting to form and look a little bit like a cookie dough. So that is that. Up next, we are going to, here we go, this is what I mean by it will turn into, I think the sort of like, oh my gosh. Okay, this dress is officially driving me nuts. I wish I sent this one back. I don't know whether it's my boobs are just slightly too big for it or whether it just doesn't fit. I love the look and the style. Oh, the practicality is an absolute nightmare. I've almost flashed you guys a million times. But anyway, I think the technical term is like creaming your butter and sugar together. And that's what it looks like. You can really cream it and sculpt it around. It's divine. Right, up next, we are going to crack our beautiful Burford brown. Look at this beautiful egg. It's like ombre. It's stunning. And the Burford browns have the epic brand motto of fabulous eggs by fabulous birds. And I say it with my husband's accent because I just feel like it's just that little bit better. Birds. It's a fine bird. A fabulous bird. Oh my goodness, and if you aren't confident cracking an egg straight in here, just crack it in the bowl that you use to measure it out, just to make sure you don't get any shell in there. That is not the protein we are wanting in our cookie cake. So just mix it all together, and don't worry too much if it starts to separate. Within just a second and a little bit of elbow grease, that will combine all together really beautifully. And just like that, it is looking like so. Now we are going to add in our vanilla essence. Again, this is new. Where is Marcus when I need him? Do not try that at home. Here we go. I'd say like a teaspoon and a half. I always like being a little bit more generous with the vanilla extract. And we're just going to mix that all together until it is fully combined. It's now time for the bicarbonate of soda. So I'm going to add in just shy than a half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. We're going to use a generous little pinch of sea salt. Use really good sea salt for this because it makes all the difference. And then we are going to add in our flour. You can sift this, it's not massively necessary. And we are going to, again, using our spatula, blend that all together. And this is really where your cookie dough starts to form. It's so good. Okay, this is when it is really beginning to form a dough. Let's have a little look at this. We can kind of actually start to work it in our hands. And once it is fully combined, like so, that is when we are going to fold in Make sure all of that is in there. We're now gonna add in our dark chocolate chips. I always personally think the more, the merrier. So I'm just going to work that in to the cookie dough, making sure that it's all mixed in the middle, around the edges. Ooh. Now this is where the magic happens. We are now going to add in some mini eggs, but what you're going to want to do is probably before opening them, we're going to get actually a rolling pin. I'm going to wash my hands first and we're going to get a rolling pin. So now we've got traditional, basic, epic cookie dough, but this is where the magic happens. Get yourself some mini eggs and something to bash them with, and you're just going to want to break them up slightly. And then we're going to use a whole bag of mini eggs in here. And as I said, this is what makes it. So let's fold those in. And you've got some whole ones, you've got some half ones. You want to make sure that the mini eggs are throughout the dough. So again, you might want to put your hands back in here and just fold the mini eggs. And I don't know whether it's like the sugar coating on the outside or the chocolate on the inside, but when you bite into a slice of this cookie dough cake, oh my goodness gracious me, your taste buds are going to be exploding. Okay, right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most incredible Easter cookie dough ready to head in to her little cake tin and into the oven. The one thing I would suggest with this is, one, make sure that you have a non-stick pan, but to cut out a little circle for the bottom of it because you don't want it to stick. Okay, so now pop your cookie dough into the little baking tin and you're going to want to press it down and just push it into the corners of the cake tin, just making sure that it is pressed into all of the edges and even. Oh my giddy aunt, this looks sensational. You can use your spatula just to press down the edges. Believe it or not, it's time to add a few more mini eggs to the top, just to make it look perfect. And this is where you can get as decorative as you wish. You could get sort of all color-coded. I'm not going to, but you could. If you maybe had like a color scheme, we could keep the yellow and the white and green going. But I'm just going to put a few more on the top. I think that looks perfect because we are going to add a few more at the ends, and then a final little sprinkle of the dark chocolate chips onto the top. Oh, this looks amazing. Okay, and that is our Easter cookie cake all ready for the oven. So I'm going to pop this in at 180 for roughly around about 18 to 20 minutes, but I would highly recommend to eyeball it. But again, it really depends upon how couldn't resist how you like your cookies. And then we're going to allow it to cool. We're going to put a little bit of icing on and we're going to fully decorate it with mini eggs. And I will see you guys in 20 minutes. We've got 49 seconds left on the clock, and I was just going to make my favorite mocktail. Now, this is Beaver Farms. I still giggle with the fact that I used to call this Belvoir. Beaver Farms honey, lemon and ginger cordial. It's so delicious, and considering the sunshine is just utterly divine, I feel like it is it's almost summer, so we're going to make a spring summery mocktail. So I'll get my favourite balloon gin glass, fill it all the way to the top with sparkling water and a copious amount of ice, a little drizzle of that. Ooh, that is delicious. Real blossom honey, pressed lemons and ginger. Try me hot. Ooh, that's interesting. We've got a little beer coming in here. Cheers, my pumps, but we do need a garnish. The oven is dinging. Oh my goodness, we can't leave her, but I must have a garnish. And I'm just popping in a little bit of fresh ginger and one last little thing, which is a gorgeous piece of basil. Cheers. Let's get our cookie cake out of the oven. She's very demanding. She's very demanding. Okay, out she comes. Oh my goodness gracious me. You are all going to equally love me and hate me all at the same time. It is outrageous. Look at our cookie cake. I don't know how I'm going to tell thy husband that he's actually not allowed any of this tonight. He's allowed it tomorrow. She has to have her beautiful close-up first. Right, we're going to leave it on a cake rack just to cool. And in the meantime, we are going to head around the orchard because it is the most spectacular evening. We're going to take the boys, well, all of my boys, around the orchard just to enjoy the last little moments of this golden sunshine whilst this cools. One thing you are going to want to do is actually take off this little section quite quickly because it's going to continue cooking and we don't want it to. We want it to be quite gooey and not crispy. It's not the vibe. We want gooey. Right, that is off and this is now cooling. Let's head round the orchard. Come on then, boys. Heaven on earth. been about an hour and a half since we last spoke. Well, since I left you in the orchard. I've allowed our cookie cake to fully cool. I've popped it onto my, onto the base of my cake dome, which is where it is going to live. I've quickly whacked together a butter icing. It's the easiest recipe. It's literally butter, icing sugar, and just a dash of vanilla essence. I've actually allowed that to cool in the fridge. I've popped it into my piping bag, and I'm just, let me do it this way around, making teeny tiny little florets around the edge of my cake. And then I'm going to stick the mini eggs, the concentration face, the mini eggs on the top of that icing, kind of maybe like every other one, because I think that these look so pretty, and this is going to be outstanding. It has slightly sunk in the middle, but that's because it's going to be so oozy. Oh gosh, I cannot wait. And because of the dark chocolate chips, I'm leaving those and sort of icing around them. So kind of doing these sweet little rosettes in a way. Fingers crossed I'm going to have enough icing sugar. You could just get sort of, if you didn't want to make it, I mean it is so easy, but Betty Crocker's do a great one. Embarrassed to admit that when I was a little girl, I would literally get a a teaspoon and eat it. I mean, honestly, it's incredible that I don't have any fillings or cavities or anything like that. I mean, with that type of behaviour, right? Or the pressure. Oh, come on. No. Okay, that one doesn't want to play ball. Okay, maybe I will just ice on top of those dark chocolate chips, because it kind of looks a bit odd that I've left a few gaps. Sorry guys, I'm fully aware that I'm putting the there we go. Oh, it looks so cute. Okay, now for the fun part. So again, I would personally recommend to get all of your mini eggs out, and then you can literally just stick them around the edges, and they are going to sit so perfectly in the little rosettes of icing sugar. This is where it's really hard not to sort of say one for the cake, one for me, one for the cake, one for me. But you are going to need a fair few of these, and I'm just going to make sure that they're evenly, in terms of colour, distributed around. Okay, it's looking gorgeous. I need another purpley number. I'll tell you what, I need a bit more icing sugar around here. I always worry that I'm not going to have quite enough, but I could have been slightly more generous. Okay, maybe go in with purple, yellow, white, pink. We've got lots of whites going on now. White. Oh, we need a different colour. Oh, not close for that. A purple. And then or another little white one there. Now, if you've got any more icing left, I'd highly recommend to do some bigger little rosettes in between. And it just looks a little bit more decorative. And that is a super simple, outrageously delicious, crowd-pleasing, Easter-inspired cookie dough cake of absolute dreams. Right, I'm going to give you guys a close-up of this, and then it's going to be one of the hardest things I would have ever done. Put the lid on it and leave it for tomorrow. But before we do that, let's spin you round and give you a close-up. And here she is in all of her glory. It looks incredible and it smells even better. But trust me when I say, when you cut into this and place it into your mouth, it is going to blow your taste buds. So that is me for this evening. It's going to be so hard, but the lid is going on and we are going to be leaving that until tomorrow. So I'm going to bring this vlog to an end. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. We've done an Easter unboxing, we've done a spot of Easter decorating, and we've made the most outrageous Easter sweet treat that I know is going to become a firm favorite of yours. But guess what? I will be seeing you tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching again. If you have enjoyed, I would be so grateful if you hit the subscribe button, hit the like, and leave a little comment with your favorite part down below. But I will see you tomorrow, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and sending you so much love.